there, this is Rob Perkins, and I wanted to share with you a real-life story of a prospective client that actually declined our senior home purchase program in hopes of getting more money through selling their home with a real estate agent. I will illustrate to you through this story with actual numbers the results of selling their home through a traditional sales process, and I will measure it against the terms we would offer through our senior home purchase program. We realize that our program may not be a fit for everyone, but this scenario is a great example of the tendency for real estate agents, some but not all, to overvalue a home in order to secure a listing. Now, our client had a medical condition that was quickly worsening, and he needed to move into assisted living community ASAP. As you can see in the photos, this homeowner was a borderline hoarder, and there was a substantial amount of work required if he were to list his home for sale on the open market. So on October 23rd, 2 days after we initially met with this homeowner, we presented an offer of $443,000 to purchase this home. Our proposed close of escrow date was November 18th. We valued his home at about $466,000. Now, if he were to sell his home in the open market at $466,000, there are costs to that. The biggest of which are going to be real estate commissions. After the real estate commissions, closing costs, holding costs, prep for sales costs, we estimated that he would have walked away with about $424,000. So the $443,000 was a pretty attractive option as compared to the $424,000 he would have walked away with. But the issue was there was a real estate agent telling him that he could sell his home at $550,000. And so he respectively declined. It's hard to blame him. So we tracked that house. The house ended up getting listed on January 18th, about 3 months after we initially met with him. It got listed for a price of $549,000, like the real estate agent said. That we estimated they spent about $10,000 to $20,000 in renovation costs. So they ended up selling the house on February 12th to an all-cash buyer who closed very quickly. Well, the problem with that is he needed a discount to get that price. And they sold it at $485,000. Now, what this homeowner had here, which they wouldn't have had with our program, is they had the sales costs. The biggest, again, which is the real estate commissions, which is 5 to 6%, and then they had the closing costs, which is another 1 to 1.5%. So the sales cost at 7%. That's about $34,000 in sales costs. Okay? They would have netted, after paying those sales costs and paying those renovation costs, they would have netted we're estimated about $436,000. Now, I'm sure you can follow my mathematics here, but about 4 months after we initially met with them, and 3 months after we would have closed on the house, they sold the home for $485,000 and netted likely about $436,000. You compare it to our offer of $443,000, and that's a perfect illustration of how real estate agents can tend to overinflate the value of a home in order to secure a listing.